Zeph's movie Transference. He uh, long story short, I found it in the garage when I was over at his place one time. He had these old films out there, and I said, "Let's watch them." And we watched them. I was like, "Zeph, this is great," you know. And he's like, "No, they're garbage. I don't want to mess with them anymore." And anyway, long story short, I talked him into getting them fixed up. So we went and we scanned them, and we blew them up to 4K. And well, actually, we blew them up to 8K and fixed up the picture, and then we brought it back down to 4K, and they look great. And I think it's a lot of fun to see a movie, you know, that was made back, you know, in like the 90s, but being released today. And it's like because it never really was released widely before. And anyway, it's it's a lot of fun. It's a great ride.
That subtitle, Insanity Loves Company, is perfect for the movie.
Oh yeah. And
oh, sorry, I got the trailer here we can show.
Yes, please.
Let's watch the trailer while we wait for Zeph to make it. Oh, hopefully nothing is wrong, but my captioning is definitely wrong. So, but here's the trailer. Let's take a look. Just a moment. Okay, here we go. All right, there we go.
And
sweet,
yeah. It's fun.
Yeah, I reviewed it the other day, and this is it reminds it harkens back to the old erotic thrillers of the 90s.
I love that era. I really do think 90s nostalgia. Mm-hmm. It's here. Wait, Zeph is here in the background. Let me over here.
Yeah.
There we go.
A little bit later, a few years later.
Hey,
sorry about that.
All good. Hey, tell us about Zeph. Tell us about Transference.
Well, Transference was going to be my second film after Angels Tide, and that's after I'd done a lot of writing and stuff around Hollywood and indie films and working for producers and stuff. So I took the leap. And so it was going to be my sophomore effort. And we found a really great property in Malibu, which you saw that old stone house. And I talked them into letting me, like we moved in, we were going to rent it. And then eventually I talked the guy into letting us do the movie there. And so he was all excited about it, you know, a movie being done in his house. It was and I'm like, well, that's not something I would do, but you know, he did it.
Yeah, we had before though as well.
Anyway, I remember I was very engaged with the script. I was writing a lot of it out there. We went through a lot of someone that was at a reading summed it up. It's like, this is every fantasy that I've got here. And so.
The 90s was a completely different era than, I mean, I don't know that even the erotic thriller, that doesn't really exist as a genre anymore. But it was in the 80s and 90s, that became a thing.
Red Shoe Diaries, baby.
Yeah, I mean, all of that was like, you know, it was a little sex and then potential, you know, thriller aspects that they were big. And now it lies there as another dead genre. Why do you think that was so big back in the day?
because it led to, I think in the 90s, we went through the sexual revolution in, say, the 60s and 70s. And by the time we got to the 90s, we'd already figured out that it was more than physical. Like that, sex leads to mental things. Obsession, jealousy, all the kind of the foibles of man come up through sex and its permutations and its implications. So I just got really into these characters and, the idea of having I'd seen a film by Bergman, which was a complete art, not any comparison. They called it Two Women. It was about two women that were living at the beach, living in some house, and the conflicts between them. And that kind of got me started. I think people thought it was kind of crazy to go that hard into psychosexual themes, but you're also purging your own demons, and I had a lot of issues back in the 90s, so it kind of became a little bit of therapy in a way.
Now, Davina Duckworth asks, when was Transference originally released? But I would add to that, you can let us know, but like, why do people have like a kind of a longing for the past? These past genres really are making a comeback. You go to the theaters now and you'll see 3 movies are playing that are 40 years old. Yeah. So explain, when did it come out?
It came out actually
99.
It's listed as 99, but it seems that it was out before that. But I guess it finally got released in 99 by a friend of mine who was a distributor that I was having a divorce and running away from my ex-wife. So I had to, I just sort of like gave him the film. I said, if you can do anything with this, go ahead. Then I see it's all over the place and I can't find it. No, that's not the reason I did it. But it didn't really hit. So I don't think people really took the time to understand it. But anyway, I believe it was 1999. And then the last I saw was all the distributors are pretty much out of business. Or out of business that had.
I think one important note though is that when Zeph gave it to those people who released it, they just kind of butchered the film up and like recut it for TNA. So one of the purposes of doing this is Zeph went back in all this time later with all this life and knowledge and wisdom and fixed his movie back the way he wanted it. Plus, was able to improve it a little bit. I mean, we've added scenes. We were able to do quite a bit with the tools we have today.
Yeah, Larry, that
awesome.
was the other thing. I disowned it. I was so upset. And it was just, in fact, the guys I gave the film, I found that we had a 35 millimeter answer print in Trish's closet. And
all scratched up. Is out in the garage.
No, this one wasn't. This was in perfect shape.
That's right. That's right.
And we had these guys. There's only one company in all of America that actually does a 35 millimeter transfer. They're in Marietta, Georgia. And I'll just give them a plug. They post. Well, what is it? What do they call it?
Cinepost.
Okay, so they'll save you some trouble if you're looking for that.
Yeah. We've got like 1,200 people watching live and questions. And sorry, Larry, we had you on recently for a film you directed, so I got confused.
It's all crazy.
Apologies for that.
Good. No need.
But I'm really excited before we get to these questions that your film and Zeph, the movie you did, this documentary, Dark Side of Society, is a nominee for award. This documentary is decades in the making. It's epic. If you know the movie Society, I remember seeing stills in Fangoria before it came out. Society was legendary. It's not like any horror movie of its era at all, like unlike it. And the documentary is mind-blowing.
It's not your typical
seriously,
documentary about making a movie.
it's not like I like docs about making films, but this, The Dark Side of Society, an award this nominee. Look up this film. Holy hell! That is, I mean, the movie is weird enough. The story of behind the movie is even more insane. So I just want to put that out there now that we have you here, both of you, and congratulations again.
I am
thank you.
It's really a story about me as a survivor, and there are many of those out there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more than you would think. Okay, a lot more than you'd think. And so I think it's caught some of them. Then there's another group of people out there that are what I would call abusers, and they're not too happy. You know, they fall in one category or another. You know,
Be careful what you say about the Clintons. I hear that. I hear that they might go after people.
Yeah.
You never know. But
well, I gotta say, when I saw the documentary, and they were describing your story, I'm like, I know someone who went exactly through the same thing you did.
Wow.
And it's like the documentary is 100% true.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
It's really just, you know, and now a lot of revelations are coming to light in our society across the board, you know, about human trafficking and psychological programming.
A lot of the
kidnapping.
truth is coming out, so it's very timely.
What happens to people that know too much about a certain thing? The club that if you upset them in any way, you could wear the next cement shoes down at Terminal Island. You know, you could be the next.
Hey, I wanted to mention something about Transference. One of the things I'm grateful for is that, well, we had, you know, like we said, we were dragging these old prints around, but we had some VHS tapes, and we brought them down to Houston. We were meeting up with Larry, and we showed him the VHS rather, and he was, you know, he watched both films, and he encouraged us to bring him back and bring him to life. So that was a real encouragement. Larry was a big part of that, and we wouldn't have even thought of it.
Without Larry's influence and his honesty, really, we wouldn't have thought about it again. But then as I started getting into it, I realized, you know, very few people get a chance to go back in life and, you know, and fix something, and then happen to have that timing on the fix to be exactly at the right time you fix it. Like the Transference back in those days, people didn't really get. Today, everybody is clamoring around it. Like this film festival we just came back from, they were taking us to the side, talking to us about all these, you know, the film and how complex it was, and the relationships, and going on and on about it. I'm saying, really, nobody ever said this is a, you know, an old film that you restored in either that or Angel Tide. In both cases, they watch it. Now, I don't have any other things in our closet. That's it for me. But it was, you know.
We got a lot of questions from our audience, so I want to go to those right now. But Davina Duckworth says, wasn't the old title Dementia?
It was Dementia, 1999, I think.
Wow. Christopher Moonlight Productions says, I think this looks great. There's real craft in the trailer. Love the lighting and camera work that's missing in a lot of indie movies.
Yes.
How did you approach the look?
Okay, well, see, back then we were saturated with the look. That's what film. So, you know, you put the dolly tracks here and the lights go over there, and there was a tradition. And we had a really great cinematographer in Dave Truly, and is a real artist, you know, and we all had this, I guess in all the films I work on, everybody loves Kubrick, like Kubrick lighting and Kubrick this and that. And we're always talking about those things. And he was a real fanatic that way. And so he was very particular about getting the right shots. We had really good lighting, really good grips, really good, you know, but the grips had to put down the tracks for this big Panavision camera and you know, push it around the back of the car as So one's getting out of the car, you stage it. So as she's getting out of the car, then the camera comes back around the back of the car to catch her in a medium or a close up. And all that had to be worked out. It's not just grab the camera and do it. See, everything became video.
We had some interesting conditions too during the filming where we had the wildfires raging around us.
Oh yeah.
And they cut the electricity,
Right.
which they do, normally during fires.
Unless they want to burn the place down.
Unless they want to burn the place down. But but we had the generator. So we kept shooting. We were shooting
Around the clock.
the stormy night where a lot of crazy stuff happens.
So we got a lot of production value from that storm.
Yeah.
Because while we're filming inside, it's raging outside and the trees are blowing.
With real wind and real, it was something. It was really something.
The ocean is right there. So we had a lot of sound. It's very beautiful during Santa Ana winds, Santa Ana winds. And you're at the beach, the ocean's really blue and water blows back. So we just kind of lucked out because it was raining before we started shooting. And then it just went into that Santa Ana condition. But
Alan, do you recognize Trish there from the movie?
Where?
Yeah, are you talking about? She was in Angel's Tide, wasn't she? Or
yes, he's also a Transference. That's Diane there.
Yeah.
I got Caveat Ty says, I think I think of all the creative ventures that fade into near oblivion. How great for a project to gain a new life.
Yeah.
And Davina Duckworth says, was it hard to retrieve the original materials?
Okay. Yes. Well, we had to be creative. Now, today's tools, though, allow you to be fairly creative. So in the soundtrack, we had that optical track, that was wedded to the answer print, and the answer print was exactly my cut. So, we were happy with that, but we had to get the dialogue and clean the dialogue, and we had to make separate lanes, separate channels for everything, and then some things we were just wedded to.
And a new composer.
Right, we had the old score wasn't working for me.
We never did like it, and so
right. It was just almost like trying to force a Disney score on a
after school special.
Take a word from Alan on a sloppy thriller. Disney score on it.
Yeah. Sorry, Brock Samsonite says, can you speak more about what the relationship between the director and producer is on a project like this, as it relates to how you collaborate on a script change, etc.? But Larry, you're the producer that came in later.
Right? Yeah. I mean, for me, I mean, we have Crazed House, we have our company, we've been building these over these last few years, and Zeph has supported me so much, starting out with Girl Next and stuff, and I just wanted a chance to pay it back, man. And I can't tell you how bad I have. There's one movie that I really screwed up and didn't get to finish. I would love to go back and do that. And since I can't do that, I'd love to see Zeph do it, So I give him all the support I can and help him solve those problems. And he really wanted a couple of additional scenes, and we had to really think outside of the box, but we got him in there.
Yeah.
And, sorry, go ahead, Zeph.
Well, just that today, with the tools we have, and also AI as a tool, not as a filmmaker, but as a tool, can help you bridge some scenes, do some things, make things connect better, saving you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
Rely on it. I'm just saying, we used it as a transition. I remember with Sonny's truck, having the truck there and then having her eye line go to the truck so she knows that he's following her. And we didn't have that shot. So, so that helped just amplify a little bit of suspense.
Yeah, it was helpful to be able to bring that in.
And that was all done. That was a kind of a Frankenstein thing, though. It wasn't really AI. That was old school meets a little bit of AI.
Actually, yeah, we it was just a Photoshop comp.
I have to say that.
Sorry, go ahead, Alan.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen Dementia, but this Transference feels like a fully fleshed out movie. Like
it is.
Just hearing this, I can't think of any plot holes or any unnatural transitions from one scene to another or from one plot point to another. Very well done.
Fantastic.
And
so and also
things, but not going back and doing it again. But I can think of some things that I learned while on the production that I would say, gosh, I'd love to have more of this. I'd love to have more of that. And when you're in an indie situation like we're in, it's just impossible. You just can't, you know what I mean? You got to make that work, what you're doing.
Yeah. You can go to the website crazedhouse.com and look up Transference get all the info there. It's on all VOD platforms, but Sons and Shadows cast asks, any chance for a physical media release?
There's always a chance. Just visit crazedhouse.com and keep up with us, and
It'll
definitely get one.
We really can make a great Blu-ray or whatever the latest technology will be at that point, a collector worthy
Well, I'm holding out for the Zeph Daniel Criterion edition. It starts, Society all the way through Angel's Tide. Throw the doc in there.
Yeah, for sure. And so congratulations, you guys. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
We'll have you back at some point. And then also, am I going to see you in January?
Yes.
Planning on
coming out?
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We're already making arrangements.
Okay, Saturday, January 31st, next year in Santa Ana at the Frida Cinema.
right.
You know the Frida.
Yep.
We'll see you there.
We've seen Costa.
Fantastic,
Costa
guys.
Mesa.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you. Take care, Larry, Zeph.
Take care.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving. See you
Happy
later.
Thanksgiving,
Bye now.
Thank you, guys.